Joining us now is Bloomberg personal finance reporter Sarah Foster. Okay, we had a bit of a debate in our newsroom about these. Some people very on board, some people very skeptical. Where do you stand, and what is this about?
I think the easiest way to kind of weigh this decision is, if you're eligible for the free money, take it. That $1,000 seed contribution for newborns who were born between the beginning of 2025, the end of 2028. I've spoken with a lot of parents who are not even planning on putting their own funds into it. They're just taking the money and letting it grow over time. We kind of crunch those numbers too, and even by the time that someone gets 18, that $1,000 can grow to even more, and it can grow to $80,000 by the time they hit 65, which this is a retirement account. That's the best way to think about it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Talk a bit about how one gets one of these accounts. So there are companies that will sign you up for retirement contributions automatically. That's not the case here. So when you look at sort of who's signed up for these, who's taking advantage of this, what do those numbers look like at this point?
At this point, the Treasury says that more than 6 million parents have enrolled their children for a Trump account, and then about 1.4 million children are eligible for that seed funding. We are expecting to hear a little bit more early next week from the Treasury about how many parents are enrolling. So when we talk about, that July 4th launch, parents have been able to sign up for the account, but it wasn't until this weekend that they were able to start contributing funds. And of course, that seed contribution wasn't expected to hit accounts. Come Monday when markets open, then that's when these funds are able to be invested. And we heard from the Treasury last week that the mutual funds, the ETFs that parents can take advantage of are through State Street.
All right, what are the drawbacks? There has to be one. What are the concerns? And why do this when there's other accounts that already exist where you could do this?
It's definitely going to become a lot more complicated, I think, for parents to choose between the menu of options. You also have that gold standard 529 savings plan. That is what financial experts say to us, still the best place to park the cash that you're saving for education.
Why do this then?
It's really serving a gap here that a lot of children previously weren't really able to enroll in a retirement account until you had earned income. And now for parents who, the question is you want to look at what the fund is for and choose the account that works best for it. The drawback is that it has to be locked up until 18. And then kind of the pro here is that if you have extra money that you want to put aside for your child's retirement, if you're thinking about this, then this would be the account to do it.
Talk, if you would, just about the way this is all coming together. So yes, it was part of this big piece of legislation, but every other week it seems like there's a new development here. Some philanthropist or magnate is going to donate X amount of billions of dollars to these accounts.
Dell says $250
Michael
for
Dell did
a couple.
And, Ray Dalio did as well. With limits on geography or who's eligible. Some employers are putting money in as well, but there's a threshold that they have to meet. The $5,000 is the max that you could put in, or your employer could put in. Talk, if you would, just about the ambiguity that remains here in terms of what the penalties might be if you were to withdraw it and what the tax penalties might be. There's still more clarity, it seems, with traditional IRAs and with 529s than you have with these.
Yeah, so at 18, that's the point when you can start to access the funds. But of course, if you're going to use it for anything that isn't what they say kind of an eligible distribution, that's, a first-time home buyer, $10,000, education-related expenses, that's when you'd pay a 10% penalty. And then on top of that, the biggest unanswered question is how they're going to handle these different contributions. Parents, those go in post-tax. Employers, those go in pre-tax. How are you going to, the ordinary income, that's what's taxed, of course, when money comes out of an IRA. How are parents going to do this complex accounting? It's another really big open question. I think another thing, as we're looking at what we don't know is whether a lot of parents are going to be able to work with different trustees. Right now, Robinhood is the one that is in charge of these accounts. That's the app that parents are investing in. But if other parents are working with brokerages like Fidelity, Empower, some of these programs are also angling.
Can they buy individual stocks? What kind of investments can you make through these accounts? How much determinism do you have to pick what's in there?
Yeah, by law, the index funds that parents have to be invested in are 90% U.S. stocks. The Treasury has named 4 others, in total that will be available in the coming months. But right now, these funds are going to be automatically invested in State Street's, low-cost index fund tracking the S&P 500.